Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be doing a quick get ready with me. I'm going to a wedding and actually running a little bit late, so I wanted to get ready with you guys and film the process. I did my hair a little bit. As you can tell, I'm not very good at doing my hair and it's kind of frizzy, but it is what it is. So let's get started with getting ready. I've already put on some sunblock and set it a little bit. I'm just going to kind of conceal with this Kosas concealer. I'm the shade 3.20 and I will kind of apply this to start the canvas of my face. So I'll do that now. So here's my hair, cat hair. And I will go in with this concealer to kind of brighten out my face. And I'm going to try to set it another time. Just because I feel like my sunblock can be fairly thick. And it basically will move. So I'm just going to put concealer on, brighten up that space. I'm not going to use any foundation because my skin luckily has been relatively blemish free, although I still have my freckles and, well, not freckles, but like imperfection spots here, and I probably will want to kind of brighten up certain areas. And today I think I just want to like set everything really well because it's going to be a long night. I'll be doing a lot of movement and socializing, so I definitely want to kind of just set everything in place. I'm going to add a little bit more because my dark circles have been pretty bad lately. I'm going to conceal the side of the nose because I tend to get red there, and I'm just gonna blend everything in with my finger like I normally do because that is just how I'm used to doing my makeup. So I'm gonna definitely put more in the under eye area. I'm gonna blend out some of the redness around the nose and make sure imperfections there. Here. I think that's good. I'm going to set everything with this BareMinerals setting powder, and I'm using my Morphe A21 Brush. This is their setting and bronzing powder. So I'm gonna set everything. It's so hot recently, and I just feel like I sweat everything off. So for under the eyes, I'm gonna kind of pinch the brush that's like more precise. I'm gonna make sure I do a really good job in this area because I get so oily. And I've already set it, like after my sunscreen. I'm setting it again because lately everything moves a lot. I feel like I can't make my makeup stay, and I don't want that. So I'm dusting off the excess, putting it on the back of my hand so it's like more even, and then tapping it very lightly on my skin. So I think that is a good canvas set in place. I'm going to add a little bit of color back into my face using the same brush because apparently it is like a bronzing blush as well, or brush. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna switch out the color with this color switch by BareMinerals. Just gonna switch out this color a little bit, get rid of some of the talc, And I think it's important to wash these periodically. Because it's getting rid of the excess. So yeah, you can see around the edges of my forehead, it's like, because the sunscreen is so white, has such a white cast, I'm gonna use the Hoola by Benefit Beauty. This one is a classic. It actually comes with a little brush, which I actually use from time to time, but today I'm gonna try out like the tip of this. Just gonna swirl a little bit, dust that off. I'm gonna test it a little bit on the back of my hand. Looks even, and then I'm gonna start there and blend out a little bit to add a little bit of color and transition back in this area where it's kind of like so white. I'm gonna get a little bit more color, and let's see, test it on the back of my hand. And I just want to add a little more color here. Transition back in. I feel like that is the most I can do. Blend. Just definitely to blend it out a little bit more here. And I'm going to add a little bit as well on the cheekbones, just for like bronzing purposes. Interesting. It's interesting that this is both a setting brush and a bronzing blush. I really don't use bronzers that much, so I'm gonna add some here. Haven't done bronzing in a long time, so that's just a little bit more depth there. Love that. The thing about these brushes is that they're so fluffy, and because it's so fluffy, it's like hard to mess anything up because they're so fluffy. I'm gonna do the same thing on the left side here. I'm gonna add a little bit of bronzing in that area, just ever so slightly. I don't like a huge bronze. And then make sure, I like to contour more with blush, so I rarely use bronze, if anything, but today I will just add a little bit more color. And I would like to bronze up, just getting some more there. I would like to bronze up this area actually. I would like to hide my under chin here. And then this area for sure, I want to hide all that. I tend to have a little bit of like fat just sitting here all the time. I don't know why. It's quite prominent, even though I feel like I don't have that type of like fat elsewhere. It will just kind of sit there. So that's, I think, it for bronzing. Let me see if I need to blend this part in a little bit more. I think it's fine. Alright, so that's great. I think that added some additional color back into my skin. So I'm going to use my trusty PrimeTime BareMinerals eyeshadow palette. I really like this primer. It's the only one that makes it stay. It doesn't burn my eyes, which happens all the time, and I think it's fairly clean. The only thing is, like, the applicator always breaks. There's like a crack right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. And yeah, that's like my only grip, so it kind of comes out kind of on top, but also through this like crack here. Maybe I will try to plug it with my finger. And this is like all I need, just the tiniest amount for this primer because it's so good. I will take it off the crack as well, so I have those two. And I'm going to put the primer on my eye right now. And it's a little bit dried actually because I've had it for so long. But I like to use my ring finger because that is, and actually I like to put it a little bit on my eyelash as well, because it actually helps with my mascara staying. My eyes are so oily. I actually have a really hard time wearing eyeshadow without primer. It will always like slide if I don't use primer. So because I'm using eyeshadow today, I really want to make sure that I put on a good primer. And this is like one of the only ones that work for me. They recently changed the formula, and I heard online, or I read online, that it's not as good anymore. So I am super bummed about that. Okay, so my eyes are all primed. Let's go ahead and do my eyes then. So I will be using this Cosmetics palette from Rodin from Divine Sky, and it's super cute. It comes out like this. It's like the perfect little travel packet. But I love this formula. It's so blendable and buildable. This is what the palette looks like. And I'm thinking of using just like the lighter shade in here. So this one is called, I believe, Whisper, like this one on this side, and maybe the inner one called Muse, and blending everything out with clay up here. So just the two lighter colors and this blending color here. I also have the Marc Jacobs eyeshadow palette. I'm not sure if these are discontinued, but this one is called Glambition, and it's also in the same kind of like taupe, or not taupe, but bronzy color palette. So I might use something from this as well, because I've never used this eyeshadow actually. It opens up like this, and there's a little like Marc Jacobs cover for it. And so this is what it looks like. It's such a gorgeous palette. I love that this is such a good nude shade in here, and this also is good for blending, so I might end up using some of these as well. And it like really fits in with this color palette as well. So these are like the two that I will be using. Let's see, I'm kind of conflicted about what we should do first. Let's do like a gradient. So we'll start out with the lightest color, and then I will go in with something deeper. So let's start out with Infamous, which is this color here. So I'm going to start out with Infamous. I'm just going to start that out kind of like along the eye, pretty bright. So I'm going to take this fluffy brush from Morphe. It's the A14 Blush. And I'm just going to clean some of the color off really quickly. And I'm going to go in with Infamous here, this one. So it's a nice nude color. I've never used this color before, or this palette before. There's a little bit of fallout. Let's see, we'll just blend that into the eye. This brush is so fluffy. I don't know. I think it's like really good for blending, but so I don't know if there's like other types of color on it, but it's definitely coming off a little bit darker than I anticipated. So I'm gonna do this on the left side as well. This is just like a top overall all over eyeshadow, and it'll give a nice wash of color for us to blend into. So that's what that looks like. It's already giving a lot of color, like more than I anticipated. I need to maybe blend this part out a little bit. I'm gonna try to blend this part out because it's giving me a lot of color. I'm gonna go in with the She Was color over here, the lightest one. That's a really nice light color. And I'm just gonna do it as like a blending, but also potentially a highlight around this top part here. Yeah, okay, so that lightened it up a little bit, I think. Next, I'm gonna go into like my crease here and just add a little bit of depth in around the eye here. And I'm not gonna use this brush, it's just too fluffy for me. I'm gonna use, this one is A11, and I think this one is for the eyes, so I'm gonna go in with this nice color called Timeless, this one right here, and I'm just gonna pop that into the crease. Dust off the excess, and I'm just gonna lightly dust that into the crease area, and it's like gonna be almost a gradient. So I think that's a really nice wash of color, actually. It's bringing out my eyes a lot more. I think it has like a nude kind of, or a neutral undertone, versus the other one was like a lot warmer. Now I'm gonna put that into the crease a little bit, dust off the excess, and switch to the other side here. Just gonna pop that into the crease over here. I like this color a lot more, actually. I think it's quite a nice color. It's Timeless from the Rodin palette. I think it's a lot more neutral than the first one I put on, so I like that. This brush is so fluffy. Okay, so I added a little more color on the eye. I think it's a little more intense on the left than the right, but I think that is okay. Alright, the last little step we'll do is we'll add a little bit of shimmer on the top of the eye. So I'm going to use this color here. It's called Amuse, right here. And I'm going to pack it in with a more compact brush. So I'm going to use, I think I will use this one called A21 from Morphe, and it looks like this. So it's a more compact brush. Going with Muse here, and I'll do that. Pick up some of the pigment. Hopefully it has good payoff. And okay, there we go. Oh, nice. Yes, that looks lovely. It's like the same color but shimmer. Just gonna brighten up the eye a little bit that way. I like that. Such a nice, subtle look, because as a wedding guest, you just want to kind of let the bride shine and nothing too crazy for your own makeup, I would say. So that looks nice to me. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. If you want, you can also use your fingers. That's gonna have a little bit more of a payoff. Blending so nicely, I don't even need to blend. This is why I love this formula from M Cosmetics. It's so good. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for the eyes. I'm gonna add a little bit of an inner corner color, but where's my A11 brush? Just gonna blend out everything a little bit more. Okay. I'm actually gonna take the lightest blending color, She Was, I'm gonna take Chouette, a little bit more of the yellow pale color, and just lighten everything up a little bit. I think it's coming out a little darker than I'd like. Just blending everything into each other and lightening it. Same thing on this side. I'm gonna get rid of the harsh lines, just blending it a little bit more. There we go. Awesome. So I will use I'm going to use this tiny brush. It's the one, it's A18 from Morphe, and then I'm going to put in some of that inner corner highlight. I'm going to go in with this color called Whisper right here. So we'll take this, dust it off, and I'm just going to pop that in the inner corner here with that precise brush. Alright. I think that looks pretty good. It's not as bright as I'd like it, and it's a little bit pink. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have any other brighter ones that I see. So I guess we'll just use this one. It's gonna give us that glowy look that we like. Cool. And I'm gonna color it in like pretty intensely. Same thing on this side. I'm going to pop that in. I love how small this brush is, so we can be like really precise, which is really awesome. So there's that. I'm going to curl my lashes. This is from Shiseido. I'm going to curl it before I put eyeliner on, and then I will put eyeliner on. Okay, I'm just going to curl it a couple times. I'll do the same thing on the other side. I like to look up when I'm curling my lashes, but I also need to see like where it is, you know, like the lashes. So it's kind of tricky. Okay. Alright, next I'm going to do my eyeliner. This is the Kat Von D ink liner, which is not the tattoo liner, it's different. This one has a felt tip as opposed to a brush tip, but it's waterproof and it stays for me. So I'm going to do just outer corner like this, and I'm just gonna have maybe not even a wing, just like the slightest wing, because I have a cat eye kind of shape, and I learned recently you don't want to do a wing because it kind of accentuates that shape when I'm already like naturally a little bit cat. So I'm just gonna do a tiny little wing. I guess I will go all the way in to make it look more natural on this side. So that's what that side looks like. I think it looks really good with the eyeshadow. And then I will do the left side as well. I'm just gonna stamp it like in the middle first, and then drag it out to the outer eye here. And we're not going to do a wing today. Just going to extend it out a little bit, like so. Okay? And then I will bring it in to kind of the inner eyes. And I like to do pretty like short strokes, because that ensures that like I don't get any major big mistakes. I might try to, it's gonna smudge. This one you definitely need to like let it dry a little bit longer. I actually like something I did in my last makeup session where the aegosyal, I feel like it really added a little pop to the eyes. So I might do that and just like line the bottom of my eyes as well. I feel like that added a little bit of color. So let's see. I'm gonna take the same brush that I was using with the same color Whisper, and I'm just gonna grab at like the tip of the brush, and I'm gonna use the tip of the brush to put it, to bring it in on like the bottom lash line to the middle. I think that adds a little bit more color to the eye, and I like how it opens it up like vertically a little bit more. And I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna bring it in on the left side. Just bring it in like as close to the lash line as possible to the middle. And I think that's good. Alright, let's see. Next, I will do my eyebrows with the trusty Etude House Drawing eyebrow pencil. And I lost the cap already, and I'm just going to use the pencil on this side, and I will fill in my brows. And because I'm wearing glasses today, I can be a little more angled in the way that I'm like drawing my eye. Giving it a little bit more shape and definition, and drawing in like really light short strokes. I like to extend it out a little bit on the side at an angle, and I will go in with the spoolie to like clean it up later. Here we go, same thing on the left side. I tend to be a little bit lighter handed my left hand for some reason. I feel like my makeup comes out more natural. It's slightly different on my either side of my face. So I'm just going in and lining that up. So because we have like a bronzy eye, I thought we would also do kind of a bronzy cheek. And I brought out this old Colourpop palette that I had. It's called Double Play, and it has kind of these like tan color. It's a blush and highlight, but it's like, you see how it's more like a contour color than a blush color, so I thought that might look nice. I also have this Pat McGrath Labs, a limited edition Divine Blush and Glow Cheek Palette. Such a pretty packaging. And I wanted to use this as well for the wedding, since it's a special occasion, and I've actually never used this one before. So it has basically a highlight. I'll show you guys. It has basically a highlight, a highlight and 4 blushes. And I thought this one in particular, like a dusty rose, we could use today, which is really nice, and it has that like dusty bronzy color. And I'm sure this highlight will be divine. I'm sure this highlight will be amazing. So I'm gonna actually, Okay, I'm gonna do that. So let's use this and this because it's gorgeous. And before I do that, I'm gonna use a cream blush from M Cosmetics. This is their Color Drops in Venetian Rose. This one is very pigmented, and this is what it looks like. It has kind of like, it's gorgeous packaging as always, and it has like a dusty kind of look to it, which I really like. So I'm just gonna use like the tiniest amount because we're gonna use, I'm just gonna dot probably that much because it's so pigmented. Like, how am I ever gonna finish this bottle? I barely use any. I'm just gonna dust it like on my face. See, it's so pigmented. I barely use any. I'm just gonna blend that in really lightly with my fingers. And yeah, that's like already enough color. And it has kind of like a lit from within kind of look, which I really like. I'm gonna do the same on this side, and it also adds, I think, a little bit more moisture like back into the skin. Like, my skin's looking really dry right now actually, maybe because I have so much setting powder on. So I think that's enough color. And then what I will do, I also like to use, this is my only, like, my Saie highlight. That is a liquid highlight, and I love this one, so I'm going to put it on before I just seal everything in with, like, a powder. I'm just going to use a little at a time. I'm going to put it on top of the cheekbones here. Yes, beautiful. Such a nice, subtle glow. It feels so good and hydrating on the skin. Same thing here. Actually, I'm gonna put it all over, so probably a little more product. Oh, that is a lot of product actually. Probably gonna go in a little at a time. Could use more here for sure. Like here. Definitely here, over here, like some on the forehead. Because I have a lot, I'm just going to go in with my right hand, but left lightly, and use up the stuff, like little by little. So here, I'm going to add some back moisture. Maybe under the brow bone as well. So, that's a lot. Here, I want it on the left side. See how they're nice? Look how shiny that is. And then I will, under the brow bone, take some and put it on the cheek here. Under the brow bone. Here. Yes, there we go. Here, and then take some of that, put it under the brow bone, and I will also put it on the nose. So the nose, I'm going to also do the cupid bow here, and the chin. The chin here, cupid's bow. Okay, need to blend everything in. Blend. Now we are going to set everything with powder. I'm going to use this blush brush. It's A22 from Morphe. And we're going to go in with this color. It's Nude Venus, which is this cool Nude Venus color here. I'm just going to take a light, because Pat McGrath tends to be really pigmented. So I'm going to take a light color, oh, so pigmented, and just share it across the both sides. And I want to blend it out like so much, so it's not super concentrated. Just with such a light hand and blending it out like here. It's very pigmented. Alright. Just gonna blend this out a little bit more. Like a pretty intense streak there. Gonna blend this out. And okay, I think that's pretty much what I'm gonna do for blush. Looking pretty good. I think the color is peeking through. Okay. Nice on this side for sure. And then I want to do a little bit of a highlight. This little highlight brush from Persona Cosmetics right here. And I'm going to take this one. It's called Sunset Nectar. So here, this one. I'm going to take a little bit and put it on top of that. Ooh, wow. Crazy pigmentation. Oh, wow. That's so good. That's pretty. I'm gonna try to blend that out. I used so little, but it's so pigmented and so nice. I love that. Oh my gosh. It is so pigmented. Oh my god, I haven't used a highlight like that in a while. I need to take some of that away. Whoa. That is crazy highlighting. Wow. Just like so much shine. I feel kind of bad. I don't know how much shine that is. But, okay, awesome. I'm just gonna do that there. I need to calm it down a little bit. So I'm gonna use this. I'm also gonna use this, theBalm highlighter from theBalm. It's called Mary Louminzer. I love this one. I'm gonna use my fan brush actually, just lightly dust it. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna lightly dust it on the rest of the high points because I don't want too much of a shine. So just really lightly here. I actually like this fan brush. I probably should use the fan brush for the Pat McGrath. So I just grabbed some Pat McGrath and I'm gonna try it on the nose here and then across my lips. Wow, that is so amazing. Oh my god, this highlight is to die for. It's so good. Okay, very cool. So yeah, that was fun. Look at this crazy highlight. Okay. I'm shiny. Like really shiny. Alright then. Tone that down a little bit. And I think we're done with all the glow in the face. Very cool. I should use some setting spray, but I think we're okay for now. The last step is the lips, and today I wanted to do something a little different with the lips. I have this lip kit from Persona Cosmetics, and it's in the color Rosewood with this gloss in Honey Gloss. So I wanted to pair these up. This lip is like a little bit more of a nude, intense lip, so hopefully it will be okay. And I don't usually use a lip liner, but I will today. And then we're going to add this like nude gloss on it to tie together kind of this bronzy look. So here's the lipstick. It's already sharpened. I'm just going to start at the Cupid's bow. And go down. Color. And my lip actually is a little bit like different on the left and right side, so I tend to like overline the left side to match it with the right. I have slightly thicker lips on the right. And I'm just gonna kind of fill in. And this formula is so creamy and soft. You barely need to like draw it on. So that's the color. It's definitely like kind of a nude rose color. And then we're gonna add kind of the color on top. I like to just follow like the shape of my lips when I line the bottom. And it makes it easier because I kind of know where to line. We're gonna add this gloss. It smells so good. So that's what that looks like. It's a bit of a dark color, but I think that's okay. So that's pretty much it. I am totally running late, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!